is like the worst form of that Dave and Buster's game. I think you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another movie reaction and commentary. And today we're going to be continuing on with our sci-fi adventure. We're going to be hopping into a film that I think might be the oldest film we've watched on this channel. This one came out in 1927, and it's called Metropolis. Now, I have no clue what this is going to be about, other than I know its name. So I guess there's that. And I think I remember reading on one of the comments on Patreon, they said that even the fact that I know that this is a sci-fi is a spoiler in itself. So made sure not to look up anything else. I try my best to, anyway, regardless of what the film is. But yeah, other than the fact that, Metropolis is a name that I am definitely aware of and is very sci-fi in itself, don't know anything about this film. I have no idea. The fact that it's in 1927 makes me feel like there's probably going to be no dialogue. Like, there's probably going to be no audio. And if there is, then I'm interested in seeing and hearing what it sounds like, because this is old footage. This is going on almost 100 years old, almost a century ago. Sci-fi has been an element within storytelling, not just filmmaking, but storytelling for hundreds of years. And I'm excited to see what this has to offer. So as always, in case if you guys want to support, films like these, or just the acknowledgement of films like this, thank you for checking this video out. I know films like these and the videos that I do on films like these don't typically reach the majority of people that are on this channel, which is a shame, low-key. But for those of you who still decide to check out these films and listen to them and hear introspection and perspective on them, I feel like it is a great net positive. So shout out to you guys. You guys are really cool. And I'm excited to see what goes down in this film. As always, the best way to support this channel is by checking out the Patreon. You can also support the channel by leaving a like, comment, and subscribe. And definitely do so for this video, because I know it's going to be super, super in the cut, underrated. So if you really want to show love to this, definitely help that out by just, again, let me know how your thoughts are on this. And, if you definitely enjoyed this video, provide a thumbs up. You can also support by leaving a, well, I mean, I guess I already did just say like, comment, subscribe. Okay, hold up. What else do I have to say here? What else do I have to say here? Oh, yeah. Well, at the end of the day, I do want to say that despite all of that, you don't have to do any of those things. I think just the simple fact of you guys just watching this, and whether if it's entertainment or maybe you're genuinely learning, or maybe you just happen to find this. Maybe this is the first time someone has watched this movie on YouTube and you're kind of shocked someone's doing it. Then, hey, that's all the support that's needed, right? I think that's pretty cool in itself. So as always, I appreciate you guys. Let's hop right into Metropolis. All right. I'm excited to see what this is. Like I said, I feel like this is the oldest film we've watched on the channel. So I'm curious to see how this goes. Judging by the date of when this film was made, I genuinely don't think there's any audio. But who knows? I could be proven wrong. Oh, cool. Wow. All right. Yeah, this film has gone through history. It's basically what that meant. I mean, how they are setting this up, this really does feel like a sci-fi. This feels like old Earth. We're watching old Earth films right now. Man, just seeing this, and obviously my modern brain going like, oh yeah, they were blending different images together, but they weren't using any editing software. This is physical stripping of film and blending it in. Wow. Yeah, I'm sure they're going to be heavily focusing on compositions. I feel like older films had no choice but to do that. I can already feel like this is a film that I think Kubrick himself would Wow, so the workers that help the city work underneath a city that is made for them to work in. Yeah, that's pretty dystopian. I love that these people almost lose autonomy in themselves. They almost look mechanical. Their heads are anchored down like drones. We have similarities to like the Roman Empire and just the architecture in itself. I love how grand everything is and how small these people are regardless of the class structure. Okay, well, it seems like this lady is out here recognizing that humans are humans. Brothers are brothers and sisters are sisters. And you can tell that there's a clash in social atmospheres just because of the color of their clothing. I mean, he seems to be really impacted by it. He's clutching his heart. I think it's so great how they're able to convey so much emotion. Obviously, we get little blips here and there of dialogue, but there's so much in their actions and their subtle facial movements, them wandering and pondering. I think it's a great balance between giving interpretation from my behalf and obviously the very real interpretation that the film provides. This is what happened to Freder, the son of John Frederson, master of Metropolis, when he went in search of the girl. So this is his journey. Yeah, he was presented with advanced technology beyond his worldly comprehension. I love that even the humans manning the machines, these giant Metropolis, are machines themselves. They're in their own rhythm, just their own cadence. There's nothing human about this, even when the human elements are there. Holy crap, bro. What the heck? That is the look of the devil, man. I love how its implications are almost like Aztec. And as we said this, we see people are getting sacrificed. Just feeding this higher form of life, even though there's nothing, there's no life in that. Another thing that I love to look at is the lighting. Look at these powerful polarities between these lights. You know, the silhouettes that are cutting between the foreground, the light that is shining our subject in the background. And what I would assume is that they probably had a giant spotlight just beaming down where he was. Or maybe even just a dark curtain. Right at the half of that border to have that split tone and light. Yep, that looks like a Metropolis, alright. That's incredible how they were able to create this. It's interesting. What I'm at least interpreting from this is that they're showing his father's indifference, but there at least was a little bit of emotional curiosity when he looked over at his son, just kind of like describing what he saw. I could also be wrong in a sense where this guy literally doesn't give a damn. That's the fun thing about these films. I don't know what is the emotion, but it makes for an engaging experience nonetheless. reason why I'm saying this, at least with the father, who's definitely an ominous character and looks like, that dude from Half-Life 2. Or Gmod? What's his name? G-Man? It's just fascinating because he clearly didn't show his son these atrocities that he has full control over. There's a form of sympathy and empathy there, but it's anchored deep in there. Yo, Josephat, man. He is... You better rise up against him, man. He's treating you like dirt. I just find it so interesting that his son has so much empathy. And it's strictly because he's kept him away from all the callousness of the world. I find that so fascinating. How the person that is the most robotic, the most machine-like, gave product to someone who is able to provide the most heart. Into the depths to be with my brothers. There's going to be certain quotes that I like to say out loud that I find to be very important. I think that is definitely one of them. Even within the depths, the reason why I say that is because I feel like the entire environment lacks empathy, sadly, even at this level too, because they haven't been given any. He says, someone will stay at the machine, me. I feel like that really creates a great ripple effect because no matter where he goes, he's going to influence. This is like the worst form of that Dave & Buster's game. I think you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I love that this film still reads out like a play because it's still tethered more closely to plays rather than modern filmmaking. We're just adding more and more layers to these characters, so it seems like his wife passed away giving birth to their son. And so now I feel like all these motivations and things like that have been feeding his ego to build something that is as, well, I guess you could say, as robotic and Metropolis as Metropolis. Oh, this is getting crazy, man. This story is getting deep. It's exploring a lot of emotions right here. We have someone who is grieving. There's this, two of these people are right here in this scene are grieving. You could tell that they both love this person that passed away, and the mad scientist can't seem to let go of her death, and so he's using his mind to recreate her in her own way in this new world. And we see the husband unable to let go of her as well too, and that ferociousness and him clinging on represented in that of the family, but also the love of that within him trying to shield his son, and the imperfections that come from that, the problems that arise from that. Wow, he said, the woman is mine, the son of hells is yours. So these two both love this woman. Ha! Father, Father, will 10 hours never end? Yo. That quote can reign true today. Oh man, how many of us have felt have felt those long hours, man? You know, here you can interpret this for a lot of things. I mean, she could be singing, she could be speaking the holy gospel, but either way, we could definitely see that this is a light at the tunnel these people need. Today, I will tell you the legend of the Tower of Babel. Babel. So basically, just saying what's currently happening in their time, which has also happened within history. You know, we have these grandeur feelings and emotions to want to be tethered to something greater, but we get people of hardworking people to do it instead. Slaves, really. One man's times and praises becomes another man's curse. Yup, that's exactly it. Head and hands need a mediator, and that is the heart. The mediator between head and the hands must be the heart. Yup, we're on the same page of this film. Look at us go. I wonder if he switched sides because he's so in love with his wife. I wonder if that's what made him disconnect right there. You know, weirdly, when this girl's holding up the torch like this, she reminds me of the Statue of Liberty, which is kind of cool. This dude's such an a-hole, man. He's just over there fiddling with the flashlight. Oh, that's so cool. I love how they just automatic... Like, it just switched to handheld for a little bit. That was really cool. End of the prelude, baby. This film was awesome so far. This is touching into a lot of themes. Like, oh my goodness. And I can't even begin to speak on the production design. It reminds me of, what's his name? Terry Gilliam? I think that's his name. He directed Brazil. It's a film that we watched way back that I feel like is almost like a successor. A weird one. A very weird successor to Metropolis, actually. That's hardcore as hell, man. I'll tell you that. That is hardcore as hell. He said, brother, that 10-hour shift killed me, man. That thing was killing me. That's crazy. They refer to them as numbers. They're not even human in their eyes. I didn't say much about this guy who was who was hired from his father to find his son. Basically, he's like a bounty hunter. He looks really cool. He looks like some type of human Doberman. I love how his suit is just perfectly fitted on him. It's almost as if it fits its skin, you know? That's horrific. Yeah, because you're going to stick my face on that thing. Yeah, get out of here, fam. This dude's absolutely tweaking, man. He is straight up Frankenstein. Or at least the creator of him. That's so cool that they're out here doing special effects. 1927, man. It looks good. Obviously, the bountiful of practical elements definitely helps. But still, when they need to have those VFX, they look good. There are so many themes swirling around this film because now that they committed and they actually replaced her real body with the robotic one, now the question is, will her heart be able to be the mediator of the machine that's inside of her? They're doing a great job at showcasing the absolute hysteria that this man is going through right now. I mean, just the simple fact alone that this girl that you're talking to is with your dad is enough to send you into a spiral, but let's add the overall bunch of other problems that are that are accumulating as well, like a civil war and a bunch of other things that just, I don't know, I feel like I would talk forever about. The way this is cut together is really good. It looks crazy as hell, alright? Don't get it twisted, but for the execution and the reasoning behind it is so effective. Especially when all the eyes are meshed together. You don't see any faces, nothing recognizable except for the eyes. For her, all 7 deadly sins. Damn. Even death itself is getting hyped. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. That was really cool. Death descends upon the city. Damn, instead of the underground, it's the actual city itself. So it seems like his father wants them to rebel so he can retaliate and have justification for it. And obviously this robotic entity is basically getting them up and armed and ready, which is exactly what he wants. He is yelling, saying, "You are not Maria." Look at her. She has a whole wicked look to her and everything. Ah, man, not the homie. Damn, he took a knife to the chest for him. This girl is Evel Knievel, man. Look at her. Look at how she's moving. She is wicked. Yo, she just Naruto ran. She just did a Naruto run. Guys, 1927, bro. Oh, damn. This dude was beating the... Damn. He was beating the hell out of this dude the whole time. Good. He definitely deserved it. But you ain't no better, fam. The heart of the machine is destroyed. The entire machine district will end up in ruins. Look at the amount of people that are on the set right now. This is really remarkable. Wow. I love the symbolism that is flipped from when the robot had the hands reaching up to her and the apostles, the 7 deadly sins just around her. In this one, obviously it's the human one with the human hands, but these are children, you know, truly advocating for the innocents. That is such a cool shot. Oh my goodness, that's so awesome. All those lights flickering and dancing as he's watching from the outlook from his tower. Finally, damn, it felt like they've been away from one another forever. I love how that scene is sort of paralleling their parents and how they broke through the gates as well too. Damn, they were so blinded by rage that they forgot about their children, man. I love how everybody is now pouring out into the streets. There are 3 waves here. There's like the children, then there are the parents that are the workers underneath the city, and then there are actual people that reside within the city, above the city. The way that this film just went and showed us civilization crumbling to the point where there are buildings that touch the skies to the point to where now they're creating bonfires to burn witches. The barbaricism is like to see that transitioning play out over a multitude of events is incredible, especially at this scale. It's going to be interesting. I wonder how they're going to showcase her burning and then revealing her actual shell of a robot. You better finally protect your girl, fam. You better throw him way off the cliff. Ain't no way you getting beat up by this dude, man. Come on. Come on, man. He's like 20,000 years older than you. Do it. Fall. Oh my God, he took so long to die. It's funny how they're walking towards a church now instead of a giant machine. You all need Jesus. Oh my goodness. Head and hand wants to join together, but they don't have the heart to do it. Oh, mediator, show them the way to each other. Give me your goddamn hand, shake! The mediator between head and hands must be the heart. That was awesome. Damn, the end. Alright, everybody. Guys, that is the end to Metropolis. Shout out to everybody who was involved with the restoration of this. Alright, everybody, we just got done Metropolis. I hope that you guys locked in as much as I did. This was one hell of a freaking watch, man. This is like insane. 1920s, y'all. 1920s, they were out here making legends like this. It makes sense. I feel like things back then were just a lot more physical, a lot more tethered to the themes and the laws of humanity and storytelling. And it's really, really epic to see something at this grand of a scale, done with so much passion and so much elegance, and its thematic references and its biblical references, all the way down to its characters and its ensemble of characters, not just the main cast, but everybody that took part in this. This was a massive scale story to construct, not just from even people either, you know. This is a grand scale on production design, on being able to, you know, create these buildings. Maybe there's like combination of paintings that probably were masked in the background as well, but the sense of scale is fascinating. It felt like one of Isaac Asimov, his book Caves of Steel. It's almost as if that city came to life with the execution of how grand everything is and how detailed everything was. Not even just from the grand scale, but from the movement of the people. I don't want it to sound I don't want to downplay it, but they really do feel like ants. It almost feels like an ant colony, you know, moving throughout this ecosystem. But obviously, we aren't dealing with just ants. We're dealing with people with their own philosophies and their own motivations. And I love that even for our antagonist, there were multiple, but our antagonist that was the owner, known as the Thin Man. And I'll call him G-Man because he reminds me of Half-Life. But even with him and his motivations to why he was doing this, why is he pursuing this Metropolis? And it's because of the death of his wife, you know, and how that affects him, and how the conflict of that led to, you know, the resolution of his son being the heart. You know, he wanted to shield him from the pain that he felt, and in doing so, it grew into the kindest soul that was within this film. I find that to be so interesting, you know, having extremes from both ends create something that is almost impossible, but that is like the entire theme of this film. You know, this film is about how do we compromise, how do we move on so the innocent don't have to continue being hurt. And I love how that was also represented through the children, you know, because for the longest time I was wondering where the children were, you know, because I know there were men working underneath the city, then there were people above the city, but where are the children? And the children were left by even the people underground because of that rage and hatred that filled their hearts. You know, it showed how our hearts can also become enemies to ourselves. And how that can damage everyone around. And I love that throughout this entire time, the mediator, the heart that is supposed to connect them, was so well represented within our main character, and his compassion towards others, and his willingness to pursue what is right, what is just, and what is human. And it's very, very just cool to just see this entire thing play out so wonderfully and so effortlessly, without any dialogue. I think that is incredible. Guys, I would love to hear your thoughts on this. I feel like I could talk about this film for like hours, but I'm exhausted from this. This was a lot. This was a lot to take in, especially from it just being completely different from what we usually watch nowadays. And I find that to be so interesting. But I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this. Let me know in the comment section below. As always, I appreciate you guys for, you know, those of you who are checking out this film and who are watching this on the channel or anything like that. I know it's something that is definitely underrated. Probably won't get a lot of attention, but I'm happy to have been able to cover this regardless. So with that being said, stay healthy and stay hydrated, because we are just getting started.
Purple jacket, pocket full of weed. Everything that I should ever need. Grab some matches cause they give them free. Just like my time. Hair pulled back in the backseat.